Well, I want to talk a little bit about Robin Williams, of course, the famous comedian who committed suicide a couple of days ago. And he'd been treated for alcoholism. He'd been treated for drug abuse. He'd been treated for depression. And I'm going to tell you, I can just about guarantee he was being treated with drugs for depression, the side effect of which all of them is suicide. And so I'm sure they tried a new drug on him, and 2 weeks later, he commits suicide. And, of course, where are the psychologists? Where are the psychiatrists? They're just talking to his fellow comedians. They're talking to his family. Nobody's talking to the psychiatrist who wrote the prescription. It's kind of like Sandy Hook. That boy that shot up all those students and killed the teachers had been treated for years by psychologists. Never heard from them. And let's see here. Then the Virginia Tech guy, he was under treatment by a psychologist. Never heard from that psychologist. Columbine, he was treated by a psychologist. The movie theater kid, I think it was Aurora, Colorado, shot up that movie theater. And then PTSD, post-traumatic stress disease or syndrome, serial killers, all this stuff. They're all treated by psychologists, in most cases months, many years, long before they go amok and terrible things happen. Well, I think the psychologists and psychiatrists who write these prescriptions for drugs that are known to cause suicide, or known to cause violent behavior, or known to cause people to do terrible things, when they choose to treat somebody with that drug, they should also institutionalize people where they can watch them. Okay, they should institutionalize them. There are laws which said you can force people to be institutionalized if they require such drugs, or if the psychiatrist or psychologist determines that they're a danger to themselves or the general public. But they never do it because they don't want to give up that weekly check. And so I think we should hold the psychiatrists and psychologists responsible, just like if a guard is shot or customers are shot inside of a bank or a building and is being robbed or an armed robbery. The car driver, if somebody dies, the car driver is held for murder just like everybody else, even though it wasn't in there, didn't pull the trigger. So I think psychologists should be held responsible for the terrible things patients do who are on drugs that they prescribed, and they knew it. And they just kept trying to manipulate the drugs, add one more drug, change the dosage, so they wouldn't give up that weekly check. And I think they should be held responsible. You put about 1,000 psychiatrists in jail, and I guarantee you all these mass killings will end. All of these terrible suicides will end. All this PTSD will end. All the family violence will end. You start putting psychiatrists and psychologists in jail as contributors or as fellow felons here, and that's going to stop it all, because then they're going to be much more careful about what they do, because they don't want to wind up in jail. Right now, they're a monopoly, self-policing. No agency looks over them. There's no rule that requires them to do anything. Here it's all up to their judgment, and they failed us terribly, just like the general medical system. So what I want you to do is get a hold of that book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. Covers all this stuff, great detail, and what minerals are missing, including lithium. People think lithium is a drug. Lithium is a trace mineral that will prevent depression. There's a whole segment, a huge study between two counties in Texas. One county had lots of lithium naturally in the drinking water. The other county had no lithium in the drinking water. And guess which county had the worst domestic violence? Guess which county had the worst numbers of rapes and murders and muggings and armed robberies and violence? Oh, it was the county without the lithium in the drinking water. So they're real quick to put in fluoride to stop cavities, but they haven't really thought about putting lithium in the drinking water. I think they should. At any rate, let's get on with this here. And again, I want you to get the book Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. I want you to get a hold of the book Rare Earths Forbidden Cures. I mean, it lists all the serial killers, all the ones who are doctors and predators, who are doctors and nurses and psychiatrists and psychologists, kind of like the Silence of the Lambs, Dr. Hannibal Lecter, the great serial killer who was a psychiatrist, right? And so doctors are predators, and the predators are becoming doctors. And, of course, I wonder how many of these psychologists who are treating these people who run amok, who commit suicide, family violence, I wonder how many of them are predators. Well, they're financial predators because they would have put these people in a protective custody. They would put them in a mental hospital long before these events happen. You can't tell me they didn't know this. We'd like to see their notes. We'd like to be able to interview them under oath. Okay, that would be wonderful because we'd end all this nonsense. Robin Williams was killed just as sure as his psychologist shot him in the head. Okay, because he was given a prescription. I'm just betting on that. That's my opinion. He was given a prescription of a drug that had a side effect of suicide. And, I can't do what Mitt Romney did and wager thousands of dollars, but I sure bet a dinner and be happy to take that bet with anybody, particularly Robin Williams, a psychiatrist or psychologist. Well, get the books, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, the book Rare Earths Forbidden Cures, and the book, Dead Doctors Don't Lie. It's the only time they won't. Well, stick with us. We'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Youngevity Way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie for these messages. Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us?
Well, I got one about drugs in older people. This is from Fox News. The headline reads, many commonly prescribed drugs taken by older adults can raise risk of falls. Say about 20 of the most commonly prescribed medications taken by older adults may raise the risk of falls, according to new research. Said painkillers and antidepressants were strongly tied to a greater likelihood being injured in a fall, according to a study of 64,000 Swedes over the age of 65. They say severe injuries were significantly more common with 11 out of the 20 medications studied, according to the lead author, Jet Moller from the Karolinska Institute in Stockholm. They say medications that affect the central nervous system, hypnotics, sedatives, analgesics, and antidepressants are of particular concern. Given the large and growing population of seniors, a team says that links between the drugs and fall injuries should be taken into account when doctors prescribe. More than 40 million people in the U.S. over the age of 65 take a large number of prescription drugs. They say 1/3 take 8 or more medications daily. That comes from the National Center for Biotechnology Information. They say falls are the leading cause of disability and death among seniors, and researchers suspect that prescription medications play an important role in fall injuries. They looked at falls among people taking any of 20 medications commonly prescribed to seniors. They say several were already known to be fall-inducing drugs. Researchers analyzed the data of nearly 7 million Swedish people over the age of 65 and identified 64,399 cases of falling injuries that led to hospitalization. They found that men and women taking opioid painkillers as well as men taking antidepressants were more than twice as likely to have a fall injury. Women taking antidepressants were 75% more likely to have a fall injury. Say drugs for ulcers and GERD and some non-opioid painkillers were also linked to a 15 to 75% increased risk of fall injuries. A study could not prove that the medications actually caused the fall, all of the fall cases, though. But once again, things like ulcers and GERD, you don't even need to take drugs for that. I mean, it's just goofy that you'd even be on drugs. But what's shocking is that 1/3 of Americans over the age of 65 are taking 8 or more prescription drugs. That's just criminal.
Oh, absolutely. About a year ago, I had my life insurance company send out a PA, a physician's assistant, to do my physical for the insurance. They got to do it every couple of years and an update, especially at my age. June turned 75, and so they sent out a PA and a nurse practitioner because I told them I wasn't going to a doctor's office. I had a record of 68 years without seeing a doctor, and I wasn't starting then. And they came out, and I had to sign a paper saying I wasn't taking any medication because my pulse is 38, my blood pressure is 90/60, all my blood work, my EKG, urinalysis, I mean, everything is perfect, drop dead right in the middle. And they can't, so you got to be on medication. Guys your age are on 8, 10, 12, 15, 20 medications. You're saying you take none. I don't even take baby aspirin. Okay, I take nothing. Okay, I've been taking my 90 essential nutrients, 16 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, 3 essential fatty acids twice a day for 68 years. What do I need medication for? Just think about it. Doug, you have a dog, don't you?
I used to.
Okay, well, when you have a dog, you give them a good brand of dog food, and you throw in our Arthrodex, our dog supplement, dog and cat supplement. You only have to take that dog in once a year, for a rabies shot. That's the law. And you'll triple the lifespan of that dog. It'll go to 25 years of age, where 60 years ago they only lived to be 8. Without illness, without arthritis, without diabetes, without a stroke, without heart disease, without kidney disease, without liver disease. You give them all the nutrients. We can do the same thing. Contact your Youngevity associate and ask for the Healthy Start Pack so you can give your body everything it needs just to achieve its genetic potential. We'll be back after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
All right, let's head to Connecticut. And Rosa, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Rosa, you're on the air.
Yes, hi. Thank you for taking my call.
Hi, what's up?
I'm calling because my husband, he is 37 years old, and he's had severe hypertension for about 5 years now. Every time he goes to different doctors, they can't explain why he has hypertension. They just simply prescribe him medication, which he refuses to take because he doesn't feel like they know what they're talking about since they can't explain why he has it.
Okay, well,
So I really would like to know what you would suggest for him.
How much does your husband weigh?
He is, he weighs 140 pounds, and he is 5'3".
Okay. And does he have any skin problems, any eczema, dermatitis, or psoriasis?
No, I did notice earlier on in our marriage, some blotches appeared at one time, and we didn't know where it came from, and then suddenly it just stopped.
Okay. Now, do you have any history? Wait a minute. I'm sorry, he has what?
He has the marks, like scars from them, but we don't know what it is.
Now, did he
what
have
it was at that time?
Okay, you've told me twice. That's enough. Now, did he have any dry skin on the back of his arms? Any rough skin on the back of his arms or legs?
Not that I know of.
You're his wife. You would know.
Well, he lotions himself down very good.
Okay, let me go on. We got a short period of time here. I need to ask more questions. Does he have a history of asthma or bronchitis?
No.
Okay, good. Does he have a history of bowel problems? Any constipation, diarrhea, diverticulitis, Crohn's disease, irritable bowel syndrome, colitis, anything like that?
No.
No? Okay, that's good. All right, well, here's what I'm going to suggest. There's two common reasons. There's other reasons, but there's two common reasons for high blood pressure. One is just simple mineral deficiencies. Secondly, there's kidney problems. Did your doctors say, or his doctor said he had his creatinine was too high?
They said everything when they tested him was normal except for his sugar was a little bit high, and that's about it. Okay.
So here's what I'd recommend. I'd go ahead and give your husband, just hang on, because it can take about 2 minutes to give you all this, so hang on. We'll come back, and we'll start out right with your husband's program, including dietary changes and a supplement program to support and promote healthy blood pressure. We'll be back after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go right back to Connecticut and Rosa. Okay, 37-year-old husband, 140 pounds, 5'3", hypertension problems, doctors can't figure it out, and your husband is not taking medication. Okay, Shar, this is a Shar thing. What would you do for diet? What would you do for a supplement program for this guy?
Well, I would give him the healthy, just a Healthy Start Pack 2.0, but he needs some extra Ultimate Daily, just in case it is a kidney problem.
Okay, and so,
And the calcium will get rid of the high blood pressure if that's all it is.
Well, we can say it will support and promote healthy blood pressure, right?
Yeah.
If it's a calcium deficiency, that the calcium will support and promote healthy blood pressure, absolutely. And the Ultimate Daily tablets, as you point out, Ms. Shar, is that what it does, it actually supports and promotes healthy blood pressure, supports and promotes healthy blood flow through small arteries, including the arteries in the kidneys. And oftentimes, when you have early-stage kidney disease, there's nothing wrong with the kidneys. It's actually obstruction of the little arteries inside the kidney, and the kidney will release a hormone called renin, R-E-N-I-N, to force you to raise your blood pressure to try and drive more blood into the filtering units. Okay, so I would have your husband take one of the Healthy Start packs per month. I would also get him 2 bottles a month of the Ultimate Daily tablets. Have him take 9 a day to begin with, 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner. Do that for 90 days and then cut it to 3 twice a day for maintenance. And wouldn't hurt to get an extra bottle of the OsteoFX Plus also, so he could take 2 ounces of that one a day. Everything else, just cut them in half and a half a dose at breakfast, half a dose at dinner. And then call us every couple of weeks, Rosa. Let us know your husband's blood pressure, his weight, any time he goes into the doctor and gets lab work done. And we'll kind of walk you through this and stay away from fried foods, processed meats, oils, gluten, wheat, barley, rye, and oats, even though he doesn't have any overt symptoms of gluten intolerance. When you have something like this, I'd go ahead and do it just to maximize the absorption of the nutrients. Okay, Doug, we have time to start another one?
Yeah, we certainly do. Let's head to Kansas. And Susan, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Susan, you're
on.
Hi. What's
I
up?
have cats, and I know one of them has worms, and I don't know if they're tapeworms, pinworms. I don't know whether to give her killer biotic or if there's a naturopathic way of getting rid of them.
What does the cat weigh? 8, 10 pounds?
8 pounds.
8 pounds,
Yep.
Okay. Well, what I want you to do is get a hold of the book, Let's Play Doctor, and it teaches you how to do your own fecal exam on the cat or your kids or yourself, and you'll be able to determine if they're roundworms, pinworms, hookworms, tapeworms, or if there's little one-celled parasites. It'll tell you how to do that. Basically, you need to borrow a microscope or get one. You can go to a high school and do that. Get a hold of the book, and it'll tell you what herbs to use for parasites, depending on which parasite they are. And you can also get Let's Play Herbal Doctor, go the same thing. We'll be back after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go right back to Susan in Kansas. Second question.
Yes. What is diatomaceous earth used for?
Okay, diatomaceous earth is primarily used by, in non-biological sense, for getting oil off the floor of a mechanic's shop. Okay, it's actually ground up clay and rock, and the term adsorbs. It kind of binds onto oil and soaks it up. It also can be used as a antidote for certain poisons, kind of like same sort of principle as charcoal. If somebody eats a toxic plant or toxic flowers or gets poisoned by somebody or accidentally eats something they're not supposed to, you give them a little bit of diatomaceous earth, either in a capsule or in a slurry, in a little bit of glass of water, and it will suck onto all that poison in their intestines and take it out the other end. It's not something you want to take every day because it will hang on to your nutrients too and can cause nutritional deficiencies by taking diatomaceous earth on a regular basis. So I don't recommend it for that. For poisoning antidote, yes, and for cleaning up oil on your floor in the shop or in your garage, works great. You can also use it as a little bit of a fertilizer for plants because plants can take the inorganic rock minerals in diatomaceous earth and turn them into something useful for us, but I wouldn't recommend taking it as a supplement every day forever and ever. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Maryland. And Carmen, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Carmen, you're on the air.
Good afternoon, Dr. Wallach. Thank you for taking my call. I'm
How can we help
calling you about my mom. She's 86, and she has macular degeneration and cataracts, and so she can't see very well, and bone-to-bone arthritis. And I was giving her liquid glucogel because she didn't want to take as many capsules as I was told to give her 25 a day. And I didn't know how much glucogel to give her. I was giving her 4 ounces a day.
Okay,
and
how much
I didn't know whether to give. She weighs, now she's down to 170. She was 200 pounds in October. But since she's been on the vitamins, she's lost weight, and her blood pressure is too high. It's with Norvasc and Benicart, it's down to 132 over 80 today.
So 132 over 80 with medication.
Yes.
Okay. And she's been taking the supplements for how long?
Well, she took them for about 6 months, and then she moved into my sister's house in October, and she made them stop. And then she moved into my cousin's house this year in March, so she started taking them again in March. But then she fractured her knee because of arthritis was so bad.
Now, did she fall down?
June.
Did she fall down?
She was in the wheelchair, and it didn't have the feet in it, and she was pushed forward, and it jammed her knee underneath, and it fractured her knee. So she.
Okay, so it was a traumatic fracture. Okay.
Yeah, so it's healed. And so we're trying to, she has too much pain from the inflammation from the arthritis, and I was told the pig pack would probably work better than the glucogel liquid.
Well, you can't just cherry pick a nutrient, okay? So glucogel is not designed to work by itself. Okay, it's designed to work with the 90 essential nutrients. So a lady who weighs 170 pounds, 86 years old, one hand, we got to do this by weight, and the other hand, we want to be a little conservative here. And so what I would do is I would get her 2 Healthy Start packs per month. Okay, 2 Healthy Start packs per month. That will allow her to have 1 ounce of the Osteo FX Plus liquid minerals and calcium for breakfast and 1 ounce at dinner time. And then I would also give her 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangy, I'd give her 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner. And I would give her 3 of the EFA Pluses at breakfast and dinner. All that would be accomplished by the 2 Healthy Start packs. Then, because she has a high blood pressure issue, and this may be why her blood pressure has dropped. How high had it been?
Oh, it was 190 over 90 something.
Yeah, and so even though she'd been off and on the nutrients, I'm sure that contributed to her blood pressure coming down. So I would give her the Ultimate Daily tablets, and you may have to grind them up and put them in a little bit of applesauce because they're big tablets, or you could give her 2 3 times a day. Give her 6 a day, 2 3 times a day, or 3 twice a day, depending on her. But I would grind them up with 2 spoons. It's very easy. They grind up very easily, and put them in a tablespoon of applesauce, so she'll like to take them instead of swallowing big pills. And then for the glucogel, I would do the same thing. I'd give her 10 of the glucogel capsules a day, 5 at breakfast, 5 at dinner, and I would open up the capsules and put them in, again, a tablespoon of applesauce. It could be the same tablespoon of applesauce as she's getting the Ultimate Daily tablets in. And that's going to support and promote maintenance and repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone matrix, bone itself. It's going to support and promote healthy blood pressure, going to support and promote all this kind of good stuff. Now, for the macular degeneration, I also want her to take the selenium. I want her to take 6 selenium a day, 2 at breakfast, 2 at lunch, 2 at dinner. Again, she can either swallow these small little gray capsules, or she can open them up and put them in with some more applesauce. So 6 a day. 3 at breakfast or dinner, or 2, 2, and 2 with meals. That's going to give her antioxidant power. And then I would also have her take the OPCTs, little bitty capsules, again, very easy to swallow, very tiny. Little kids swallow them. They're kind of fun capsules for kids. Open them up, put them in applesauce if she doesn't want to swallow them. And then I would also give her the Immortalium. I'd give her 2 of those twice a day. That'll be 1 bottle a month of Immortalium, and that's to encourage regrowth of things that aren't growing anymore and stimulate stem cell activity. It depends on her cataracts, how far they are. Cataracts are easily prevented, but once you have them, if you catch them early enough, they're reversible. If you catch them at a sort of a midway, so to speak, you can stop them from progressing, but you can't reverse it. Once you get to the point where you can't see because of the cataracts, oftentimes it's a surgical procedure, and if she has a good caregiver and not let her fall or jam her legs up in the wheelchair kind of stuff, then I wouldn't do anything. You might try considering and have the family vote whether or not you want to have one eye done first to see if they are successful with that before you even consider doing the second eye. No sense to put her through a surgery if it's not going to be beneficial. And so that's what I would do. She's got a lot of complicated things. Arthritis, we're going to support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue. She's got cataracts and macular degeneration. We do have a CD called Seeing is Believing, which goes into the fact that you can prevent and reverse macular degeneration. Doctors will say you can't, but it's done. And we actually, the Seeing is Believing is actually an apology from an eye doctor who called me a liar when I said it could be done. And we did it to 27 of his patients, so he made me a CD, which is available to everybody. Seeing is Believing. And, of course, the blood pressure is an easy thing to deal with, whether it's from kidney issues or from simple mineral deficiencies. Give us a call every couple of weeks if you would. Let us know everything about your mom. Blood pressure, weight, ability to see, joint pain. If she wants to do something else for the joint pain, she could take 3 of the little soft gel capsules called CM Plus capsules. They will support and promote not only maintenance repair, but they will also, they're an analgesic. They actually reduce inflammation and pain. And because they're taking them, because she would be taking them orally, again, she could take 2 at breakfast, 2 at lunch, 2 at dinner. That'll be 2 bottles a month. And this would allow her to get rid of some of that inflammation, which will then reduce some of the pain. We'll be back after these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Longevity, 90 for Life Crusade. And Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's go to Roseburg, Oregon. And Nick, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Nick, you're on the air.
About 20 years ago, you took care of my asthma, dermatitis, kind of stupid depressions and leg cramps. Since then, I became a gluten coach and learned about everything you can do about the gluten disorder. They don't think I ever became full celiac, and so I fight this on and off. Today, I really have no necessarily any medical bills. I have the bone density of a 21-year-old and the heart of a 10-year-old, and they think my heart's worth money. But at 5'7", 155 pounds, taking basically the healthy body and a little extra amino acids and enzymes, there's a couple things that still just don't quite play out right. One, my testosterone is ridiculously low. It's lower than the charts, and so I take a shot for that, 200 milligrams. And then, but another thing too is, everybody thinks I'm 24 and though I'm 45. If I do work like a man, lifting bricks, moving lumber, I can only get away with that for 4 or 5 hours. And I could physically do the labor, but boy, I feel like I am hit by a truck the next day or even later on that night.
Okay, what do you weigh? Say 150 pounds?
Yeah, 5'7", 155, and everything else on charts, okay. Blood work, constantly.
Let me back up. So you're taking 2 healthy start packs?
1.5. I'm not always able to take it every day.
Okay.
But generally, always 5 days.
Is that because of inconvenience? Or is it because of budget
time,
or what?
Time, convenience, where I'm at.
Okay.
Things like that.
Ideally, your body weight and doing physical work, you would need to take 2 healthy bone and joint packs. That would allow you to have 1 ounce of the Osteo FX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 at breakfast and dinner, 3 of the EFA Pluses at breakfast and dinner, and 15 glucogel a day, 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner. All that would be accomplished by the 2 healthy bone and joint packs. Now, to deal with the low T, I would also make sure you're eating 6 to 8 eggs a day, soft scrambled in butter, not oil or margarines. You can you have to avoid fried foods, processed meats, oils, and gluten. You already know that. No wheat, barley, rye, and oats. And I would also throw in addition to the 6 selenium a day, 3 at breakfast, 3 at dinner, that's 2 bottles a month. I would also take in our HGH, which is the raw materials to support the activity of the pituitary gland. Talks to the testicles, talks in women to the ovaries, talks to the islets of Langerhans, the pancreas, to deliver insulin. It talks to our adrenal glands. And so I want you to take 6 of those at bedtime with a glass of water. All of that will be accomplished by 1 bottle of the HGH because it's a big bottle. And let's see here. Also, I think I would have you take the Immortalium. It'd be 2 tablets of the Immortalium at breakfast and dinner. There's 1 bottle a month. And the Immortalium is designed to support and promote the activities of stem cells, including the cells that make testosterone and sperm and all that kind of stuff. And so I would be doing, I take 3, I'm 75, and I take 3 of the Immortalium at breakfast and 3 at dinner time. And the beautiful thing about it is your skin gets better. The little crow's feet around your eyes go away. I have so many people, both men and women, say that little turkey neck thing goes away. Their fingernails start growing. They haven't done that in years. Their hair gets thicker. They start having to have a haircut once a month instead of once a year. And everybody's kind of excited about what this does for them, including their sex life. We do have a wonderful... let's see here. It's a drink. It's in a powder. It's called GTO. You can get a box of 30 of these drinks, GTO. And it's an acronym for Get Turned On. And believe me, speaking from my personal experience, Nick, GTO does its job. Get turned on with GTO. And thank you so much, everybody. Just a wonderful, wonderful time. Great testimony today. Thank you, Shar. Super job. Thank you so much, Doug and Susan. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.